Oh, look at that scar. And the eye patch. He's a badass. Zambot 3! Go! Are there going to be other lyrics? New words? Hi everyone and welcome to part 2 of this retro reaction video. Like I said in the first video, I don't know what's coming up. I don't know anything about these. These are all going to be 1970s anime openings. So far, every anime opening that we've checked out so far has the song for the anime itself has been kind of like a theme song for the main character. If you haven't checked out part 1, please go check it out. I will have the link for part 1 in the description, so please check it out before checking out part 2. So if you enjoy these videos, please leave a like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and please comment letting me know what you'd like to see next from me. We are on our way to 500 subscribers, which is insane. The past couple of days has been absolutely crazy for the channel. It's such a blast to know that you guys are enjoying the content, and I do really appreciate it. Follow my Twitter if you haven't already. I post updates there when I go live, when I'm posting new videos, etc. So follow me there. It'll be in the description as well. And without further ado, we are going to start what will be opening number 1 for this video, but opening number 7 for these retro videos in total. Let's get on with it. 3, 2, 1. Oh shit. Let's turn this shit up. Super electromagnetic machine. I can't read. This is very fun. Oh, I love the horns. Oh, these designs look sick. I love the animation for the water there too. That was very well done there. Oh, those fighting frames. Holy shit, the action. Don't tell me this is another Nagai work. Volt SV? Another mecha. Well, a really cool design. I love the character designs though, and their kind of suits. Of course, you got typical ships. Night on Earth is ending. Shit. This is Voltes V, animated in 1977 by Shueisha, soon to be Sunrise, at the behest of Toei, who did Mazinger, and I think Toei's done a few other things, right? In more recent years, they've done a few things, I think. Not really familiar though. And directed by Tadao Nagahama, Voltes V is the second part of a trio of mecha series dubbed the Robot Romance Trilogy, all animated by Shueisha and directed by Tadao Nagahama. Funny enough, I've heard of a lot of these series, but I have never heard of Voltes V before. An invading alien force swiftly overwhelms Earth's defenses and begins to execute pre-prepared plans to claim the planet for themselves, when they too are suddenly beaten back by the emergence of the powerful robot Voltes V and its team of 5 young pilots. The pilots are only made aware of their destiny upon the aliens' attack and realize they had been trained for years beforehand by their parents to operate it. I said that really stupid. I said beforehand by their parents instead of beforehand by their parents. Both sides fight for survival, all the while trying to uncover the hidden machinations behind the conflict that may not be all it initially seems. Shit. So there's mystery in this anime. I wouldn't have got the mystery, but I do really love the style. The way it looks while they're fighting, that looks so sick. Holy shit, it's so well done. The action, you can see the care and detail and love and attention that was put into every single frame of that fight just now. Another one is back here when we're seeing the water, the robot come out of the water. Holy shit, that looks sick. You can compare that to some of the stuff that we see nowadays. Sometimes animation nowadays, we get a lot of really great stuff, but sometimes there's not that kind of love. You can't see the love and attention that some of these series have, where they're taking simple things like a robot coming out of water and making sure that shit looks insane and that shit looks one of the best things you've ever seen. Like back in the 70s, I'm sure this was like turning heads when it came to the animation. I obviously don't know. I can't speak on the story or like how it plays out, but the animation is so well done here. The song is the Song of Voltes V by Mitsuko Horie, known as the voice of Anison World for performing many openings and endings from that era. A good chunk of the animation for the opening was done by legendary star animator Yoshinori Kamada, but more on him later. I'm not knocking down anything I've checked out so far for these retro videos, but the 70s animation, yeah, like some of it's looked great, some of it's looked really good, but you know, for these openings especially, there has been exactly like these shining examples of like pretty like crazy animation, if that makes sense. Like you know, obviously the animations look great and all of them so far, but I think this is the best example of kind of, especially since this came later in the 70s. This is 1977, so you know, it's a good example of, I guess, the evolution of animation, that you know, we can look back at something like Mazinger Z, like the animation we saw there, which you know, looked very you know, old school cartoony, if that makes sense. And now we can look at this, which is like, yeah, this could stand on its own two legs compared to like some of the animation we see today. You know, like I don't know if I'm making sense, but I'm trying to make sense. The trilogy is credited for bringing human drama to the focus for mecha, depicting both the struggle of the heroes and the villains as a primary draw over the established Monster of the Week format. I can see why this is popular, like 100%. I did really love this one. I also like really like the designs for the characters. I love that they're all so different. The big V is fun. It's stands out immediately, and it sets these kind of suits apart from like other designs kind of for like mecha or this kind of like series where they wear kind of like latex designs. You know, like you see the V, you know, oh, I know what this series is. It's immediately like recognizable. I love that they all look different. Like, you know, this is a literal child. I don't know why they're bringing a literal child along, but hey, I'm sure they have importance. I'm very intrigued by this because like I said, the animation is stunning here. I do really love it, and I think seeing the mechas actually fighting in this is a lot of fun. Like we see, I assume it's our robot is the one that we saw using like kind of like a flail weapon, and then also using a sword. So you know, they can use multiple weapons. I wonder if having 5 pilots means that they kind of pilot a different section, like one in the head, one in each arm, and then one in each leg. If that makes sense. I wonder if that's kind of how that plays out. Kind of like if I'm to compare it to something that I'm aware of, you know, like Power Rangers-y, where, you know, they kind of have their own section, if that makes sense. And also, like, I think that one of my favorite things about, like, I know I've mentioned it a few times already during this video, but Neon Genesis Evangelion, yes, it's mecha anime, but obviously like my favorite part of Evangelion is the drama, like the humanity behind it, and like the human drama and like everything that's going on. The mecha stuff is badass and sick, and I love it too, but like for me, the main draw in series like that is the human drama. And if this series has that, and if it's done well, then yes, for me, that's a huge draw, and that would make me very interested, you know, compared to like something like Mazinger Z or Z, which, you know, it did look like a lot of fun, but, you know, kind of following a Monster of the Week format, it wouldn't be as rewarding for me to watch, I guess. Introducing that kind of drama and, you know, being the kind of first one to do that is really cool, and I do love that. Also, color, so sick. Shots like these, so well done. I really can't say enough about this this opening that I haven't already said, or that others probably haven't already said, because this is seriously a beautiful opening with a very fun and catchy song that definitely matches what I'm seeing. I think you could pause it at any frame and it's just like art, you know, like it's beautiful. And I do think that this is a great opening. All right, I think I will now move on to the next one. This one was an absolute banger. I loved it so much, but I do think it's time to move on to opening 2 for this video. Alright, so let's just jump straight into this next opening. Let's go. Wonder what it's gonna be. Oh shit. Lupin! He's back. Are there gonna be other lyrics? New words? Oh shit, this is very funky. Oh shit. This is very funky actually. I love the use of color in this as well. Holy shit. Oh. Oh my god, the shadowing. Wow, she's just fully nude. The color here is so unique. He's just like a gunslinger, eh? Oh, that must be the samurai, okay. The way like that they're using this feels so ahead of its time, this kind of opening. Using like objects as like a canvas almost. I don't know how to word that better. Lupin the Third. Hell yeah. That was sick. I did really like the visuals in this. Every frame was a painting in this. Holy shit. Every single frame was an absolute painting throughout this entire opening. This is Lupin Third Part 2, animated in 1977 by Now TMS, Tokyo Movie Shinsha. This is the second opening of Part 2, titled Theme from Lupin III, vocal version by Peatmac Jr. Lupin and his gang's adventures continue, this time with a mix of Monkey Punch's original raunchy tone and Takahata Miyazaki's more playful approach. Yeah, I definitely did see some raunchiness, so that makes sense. This would prove to be a winning formula as Part 2 would go on for 155 episodes. Holy shit, opposed to Part 1's 23. Notably, Lupin sports a red jacket. In Part 1 it was green. I didn't really notice that in Part 1 because he was in shadows a lot. This would go on to serve as a differentiator between Lupin parts, with each wearing a new jacket color, and by relation act as an indication of tone that a new entry would take. All I really know about Lupin and what I recognize for Lupin is the red jacket. Like that's how I picture Lupin, though I feel like I've seen him in a yellow jacket as well. Maybe that's for like a recent project. He directed the final episode of Part 2 and included the robot that would later appear in Castle in the Sky as a major plot point. Shit. That robot in Lapita is iconic and I love it so much. This opening, obviously the first thing I noticed was that there were more lyrics than just Lupin the Third. Like there were more lyrics in here, which was very fun. Also, another thing that I loved about this opening was the absolute beauty and artwork, and every single frame is like a painting. Every single frame is like telling you a story. Like this frame alone, you know, like it's Lupin driving, but there's a car driving on like the roof. And then like the one above it, like through the mirror or the glass on the roof, you know, it looks like there's a car like in water. So like there's so much happening in every single frame. It's just an absolute like blast and a joy to watch. Like I mentioned earlier as well that, you know, there's a lot of times where there's an image or like an outline is kind of there's an outline around an object, and then within the object itself is it's being used as a canvas for something to move within it. And I genuinely never would have expected that from a 1970s anime for an opening. That seems like something that would have come much later. That's not me putting disrespect on the 70s goats. I'm just saying I just didn't expect to see something like that in an opening like this, but I am so glad that they did, because this is stunning, honestly. The first opening is actually instrumental, so you chose this one due to the innovation of having more lyrics beyond Lupin the Third. Also, shit just looks cool. The shit looks banging. This slaps so hard. Every single frame they're using color to tell a story as well. Like even this one, like, yeah, this one looks very lewd, it looks very raunchy, but the fact that they used like a zip, she unzips her like jacket, and inside, you know, instead of seeing like nudity as we expect. We see like, yes, nudity, but it's not the way we expected. She's coming into frame and she's shooting, like her body is used as a canvas. The artwork and the beauty and everything here, innovations in nudity. Absolutely, this is purely innovative, because like it's not what we expected, but then it is. I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of like subverting our expectation, but then giving us what we expected at the same time, playing into that playful raunchiness that was mentioned in the blurb. That's entirely like what this is right here. This shot right here is, it's so good. I can't get enough of it. I love this so much. This is so beautiful. Every frame having like color being used as like as a tool to like make everything stand out, make every single frame in this stand out. Like there's no frame that's just like devoid of color and bland, and if there is, it's because like that's how they want us to feel, what they want us to feel. Whereas like showing us like new colors coming into every frame, and the way that it's animated as well, like being pure fun, like Lupin doing is like hit the same run from part 1. It's so fun, it's so playful, and it definitely gets the point across that I'm sure the directors wanted, where it's just like it's pure fun, pure joy, and like it's you know you're gonna have a good time when you're checking this out. Also, that funky ass song was sick. I loved it so much. It was an absolute blast, and it was so perfectly fitting for the visuals, especially like, you know, having the kind of funky theme for the song. You know, you're immediately going to think like disco-y, like that sort of theme, and then, you know, the visuals as well, kind of matching that with these colors, like right here. You know, you could tell me this is you know, a stylized dance floor with like disco ball in the sky. I believe you, because like that's kind of like the feeling that I get when I look at this frame specifically. Every frame though, you know, there's these like bubbles almost of like color coming in. So beautiful, and it's so stunning, and I genuinely I'm like blown away by this opening itself. This is absolutely insane, and I can't believe this is from the 70s. Like, yeah, this is 1977, and they produced an opening like this, like the previous one. It's absolutely insane to me. I guess I'm not giving like the OGs enough credit, because obviously they can do great things and they have done great things, but I guess it's just like me thinking back to how long ago that was. It's kind of crazy to think that they were innovating and doing some really insane things back then as well. On to number 9. I feel like I recognize this design, but at the same time I don't. Like, is this Speed Racer or something? No, it's definitely not Speed Racer. Let's do a retake. Oh, hell yeah. Zambot 3! Go! Oh shit. They all look so different there, those characters. Beneath the Seas. Oh my god, look at that shading. Holy shit. I love how bright this opening is. This catches your attention immediately. The form of justice. Roboto. Why is it Zambot 3 though? What happened to Zambots 1 and 2? Oh my god, look at that shit. That was sick. Like just a rocket coming out the way it was animated just now? Holy shit. Look at the shading! Like, oh my god. And the way, like, he's just like a shadow against... 3! All these different weapons, but all he needs is fist. Yeah, that was Zambot 3. You're hyped to talk about this one? My apologies for the Speed Racer comment earlier. I saw the character turn around and I was like, wait, is that Speed Racer? This is Zambot 3, animated in 1977 by the newly named Sunrise, who did Voltes V, and directed by Yoshiyuki Tomino. Much more on him down the line. This would be the first in a loose trilogy by Sunrise that was commissioned by toy maker Clover. Oh yeah, I was going to say, like, these shots right here are very much toys. Like, these are very go get your toys and play with them, and that's going to be a huge market that they're tapping into. And it definitely did give that vibe, especially like those shots specifically. Survivors of the destruction of Earth Bale fly to Earth, label themselves the Jin family, and prepare for the day where their pursuers eventually invade their newfound home planet. The day arrives as a trio of young pilots are ready to operate 3 vehicles that combine to form the mighty Zambot 3. That's where the 3 comes from. I jokingly asked what happened to Zambots 1 and 2. The Jin family must contend with this invading force and the harsh backlash of humans who perceive them as having drawn the threat to Earth in the first place. The song is Go Zambot 3 by Kouichiro Hori. Zambot 3 would mark a ramp up in the depiction of human drama in Mecha after Voltes V, focusing on the collateral damage of civilians from the battles and the trauma of the pilots as their situation becomes more dire. The series is infamous for an episode where the villains abduct some humans, plant bombs inside them, and strategically detonate them to appear as suicide attacks. Holy shit. Yeah, we have far like definitely moved away from the fun times of early 1970s openings. This is pretty dark stuff, and showcasing like a series where the main heroes actually brought this devastation to a whole planet that didn't ask for it and that was surviving by itself. That's pretty heavy stuff, and I'm glad that they actually tackle it instead of kind of skirting around it and being like, oh yeah, we're Earth's defenders now and we're here to fight off the invaders, when there would be no invaders if you guys never came here, you know? I'm glad that that's tackled, and that's really fun and interesting to think of, like an anime tackling those dark themes, but like also like having shit like bombs being planted in civilians and then having them being actually blown up. Like, our heroes don't save them, they actually blow up in a way that it looks like suicide. It's crazy. That's some real heavy shit right there. The ending is similarly infamous and serves as the foundation for the director's nickname, Kill 'Em All, Tomino, a name he would live up to again and again and again. Before I saw Zambot 3, like the name of the series, I really did think, from like the robot designs and the mech designs, this could have been Gundam, because anything I've seen, it's looked pretty similar to this. But like I said, holy shit, the fact that they put so much time and detail into shading things like this. There's a shot much later on, like this shot is insane. This could be someone's computer background. Like, the way the robot is completely shaded in and it's dark with some little specks of red coming through, and the moon and like the spikes, like the yellow kind of shining through against this really dark background. Like, this is beautiful. The catchy opening attached to a series with so much dark shit in it is so funny. Yeah, yeah. I never even processed that, but yeah, the opening is very fun. Like, they're just screaming Zambot 3, like, that's fun, and you know, you expect it to be a fun series, especially when it's trying to market toys towards kids. Like, you expect this to be a series that is very fun and pretty monster of the weeky, you know. That's why I would have pictured this series to be based on the knowledge of this was commissioned to sell toys, and also the look of it in general. I think that the song was an absolute banger. I thought it was so fun and a joy. The characters, they look so different, every single one. Like, the girl on the left and the guy on the right looks like a Who, like from like Dr. Seuss. The girl on the left looks like she would belong in, like, what's that, Jake Long's American Dragon? Like, look, she looks like she'd belong in that series. And then the guy in the middle looks like, you know, he kind of looks like a product of the time, like 1970s anime. Like, that's just what I'm getting from the designs of these characters. They all look so different, and they all look like they're from completely different, like, realms of animation, and like they don't look like they are from the same series, essentially. Like, it's kind of very unique, and I do really like it, actually. There's guns, there's rockets. Like, the way that rocket is animated is sick. Like, let me see it again. Like, I love the kind of, let's go frame by frame. Like, look at the shading on the rocket itself. Like, it's so well done. I do like that shit looks so cool. And the spatter effect, man, they don't make it like that. They don't do it like this anymore, do they? It's the fact that it still looks like it's all painted, and you know, it kind of has these little details that, you know, some people might not realize unless you go frame by frame like I did. It's pure love and attention to detail, and I do genuinely think that this is a great opening. I was not expecting this to be a series that's very dark, so that's kind of throw me off completely, but I completely dig it because I think that it's so well done. And yeah, Zambot 3, go, you know. That's all I have to say on this one. maybe we should Zambot 3 go on to the next opening. But yeah, I did really enjoy this one. This was an absolute blast. I love the catchy, like, bright colors and the catchy song. Very, very, very cool. Let's go. Opening number 10, or number 4 for this video. Let's go. Let's see what we get. Oh, sci-fi sort of feeling, or like some sort of techy show. Space Pirate Captain Harlock. Oh, this feels very space opera, this opening. Oh, the colors of those, holy shit. The way that blew up into like 3 different colors. Space Pirates, that's fun. I like that. Like an actual literal Jolly Roger. The Song of the Earth. Oh, look at that scar. And the eye patch. He's a badass. I love that it actually looks like a pirate ship at times too, like especially the back. That's really, really fun and a great design right there for the ship. Like that scar and eye patch combination is sick. Oh, look at that cloak! Hell, they just come into frame. That's fun. Why does she look like that? Like, let me see. Why does the one on the left look like some sort of alien? I mean, they're in space. They're in space. Why does she look like an alien? What a question I just asked. Bottom left is reminding me of Smee from Peter Pan. This is Space Pirate Captain Harlock, animated in 1978 by Toei. I don't actually think I know Toei. What have they done? Directed by Rintaro, who did Tezuka's Metropolis and X in 1999. Shit, okay. And based on the manga by the legendary Leiji Matsumoto, which ran in the Seinen magazine Play Comic. In the future of 2977, shit, I don't think any of us are making it that long into the future unless they create some sort of cryo technology right now. Humanity has been largely pacified. All tasks are performed by machines. Yep, that sounds like the future we're about to enter, sadly. Thoughts are managed by subliminal media, and government's officials only care for their golf or horse racing. Yep, that's definitely the way things are going. Harlock, who views this as the death of the human spirit, draws in ragtag individuals that are rejected by the status quo and seek their own dreams on his ship, the Arcadia. The discovery of an alien threat poised to take advantage of humanity's idle state spurs Harlock's crew into action. This is the oldest anime you've watched full episodes of. Yeah, no, this seems like a very like, I love the space opera feel of it. The entire song was very, very space opera. Like, this was pure space opera in like song form, 100%. Oh, Cookie's moving in the background. Did anyone see him? I thought it was very fitting because the visuals that we saw matching it were like so beautifully like matching what we were hearing that I think I couldn't have imagined anything else in place of it. The song is Captain Harlock by Ichiro Mizuki of Mazinger Z. Shit, that's crazy. Matsumoto's other major work in that era would be on Yamato, which, like Star Trek in the West, influenced a generation of sci-fi nerds to create their own works like Macross and later Evangelion. And Galaxy Express 999, an introspective adventure across the stars on an intergalactic train. Matsumoto's characters would frequently cameo in his other works, Harlock featuring in key points in the GE999 franchise, and was even set to debut in anime form in Yamato before it had its episode count cut. That's a shame. I think that this kind of design of character is the design I kind of have in my head when I think of like 70s anime, I guess. I don't know if that's fair because like obviously we saw there's all these different designs and, you know, character designs and everything. But this is, to me, peak 1977 appearance. Going back as far as, you know, even the title. The title is very 70s too. Like this big bold text with it's coming at your face to give it this crazy 3D effect. There was a shot here, right here, where there's like 3 different colors for like this one explosion that makes it look so beautiful and stylized and artistic against like what I assume is a moon in the background. You chose Harlock to represent Matsumoto's stamp in this era simply. You mean look at him? The aura is off the charts. He became a very iconic character of the time, adopted by otaku as a hero of individualism and received as a sort of rejection of the themes of victory through conformity that had overtaken a lot of other manga and anime at the time. Captain Harlock looks like an absolute badass. The scar and eye patch combination, being a literal space pirate in a space opera world is it's like it's perfect. Like it writes itself almost. Without that scar, he would just be another guy, you know. Also the hair covering like half his face, the cape like flowing, you know, symbolizing this freedom, and you know, the way it swoops over to the left and then the rest of his ragtag group of individuals you know, flock to him. It's kind of like representing like a family feel, and like they all come together and they're like a group, they're a family, and they all want the same goal, they all work towards the same thing. The ship design as well, like the Arcadia, it's sick. Like holy shit, having like a spaceship but also wooden pirate ship combination mix is it's so cool. It is so cool. And like I think of everything we've checked out so far today, I would want a figure of this more than anything. Like this ship looks so cool. And of course Matsumoto would go on to be requested by Daft Punk for Interstellar 5555, his works being hugely popular in their native France. Funny enough, I did see these designs, like this female in particular design, and it was reminding me of something, but I couldn't place it. Now that you've mentioned it, this is exactly what it reminds me of, and that's really cool. I think that's badass. Hell yeah, Daft Punk mention. You think Oda would have been a fan of this in his youth? Yeah, I mean, he sent an L to the moon, so, you know, time will tell if this series will directly influence One Piece in the future. This was so cool. The designs of the characters are so unique, and I couldn't get enough of everything. Color, animation, the music, the sound, everything was so beautiful, so perfect, and this is a great opening for sure. All right, if we're ready, let's check out number 11 or number 5 for this video. I think it's number 5 anyway, so let's go. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what we get next. Future Boy Conan. This is Miyazaki, no? Maybe. Oh, the color, holy shit, and those waves animation. This is fun. Hell yeah. I love this so much. This is so colorful and so fun. And like the song in the background is, it's just so jumpy and fun. Look at those early Miyazaki designs right there. There's Pazu. Or Conan. Oh hell yeah! That's just a shot from Ponyo right there. Oh shit! So it's a post-apocalyptic. Can't speak. This is a post-apocalyptic world. I didn't get that vibe until the very last shot where they're standing on top of like a spaceship. This is Future Boy Conan, animated in 1978 by Nippon Animation, directed by Hayao Miyazaki. Oh no, never really went anywhere. Yeah, it's a shame he kind of fell off the face of the earth because the stuff we've seen from Miyazaki so far with the Lupin opening and then this one, he could have really made it big if he put his mind to it. that was a good bit, right, guys? I'm based in the novel The Incredible Tide by Alexander Key. After humanity finally destroys finally? What do you mean finally destroys itself and floods the world's continents in the far off future of 2008? Shit. Those were very formative years for me. 2008. Survivors of a fleeing spacecraft that crashed back down to the surface form a community on an island they dub Remnant Island. Conan, the one baby born to this community and eventually sole survivor, alongside his grandfather, discovers a young girl his age called Lana has washed up on his island. Holy shit, everyone's dead. Literally 2 people are alive and it's Conan, Lana, and his grandfather. 3 people. Holy shit. I love how I'm like 2 people survive and then I name 3 people. She speaks of both her nature attuned home island of High Harbor and the expansionist dystopia of Industria, which is currently haunting her. After an altercation with a crew sent by Industria, Conan vows to leave the only home he's known on a simple wooden raft to save the captured Lana. I'm sure Miyazaki would phrase it as finally destroys itself. Yeah, so true. I think Pincino, when I checked out Castle in the Sky for the first time, you said that there were similarities from Conan, which was an old work of his that you saw that he kind of took inspiration from and drew upon it and put into play for Lapita Castle in the Sky. I do remember that. I can see it 100%. Like that's Pazu right there. Like that's literally the main character. The G-Dragon is from Castle in the Sky right there, like design and everything. The fact that, there's this group of people after Lana is obviously like a big similar thing from Castle in the Sky. I think it's cool. Watching the series lets you see the ideas that were rattling around in Miyazaki's head at the time that would be reintroduced into future works, particularly Nausicaa and Castle in the Sky. Lana just is straight up Lapita, a primary rival character. Just looks like a villain is Nausicaa. That's really funny. The villain is Nausicaa. I could not imagine that design being a villain character, because I've seen like 6 or 7 Ghibli films. It's definitely, I should really check out more Ghibli stuff. But of the Ghibli films I've seen, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind is my personal favorite movie. I love everything about that movie so much. Yeah, so for me to picture Nausicaa, like that design in a role that's not Nausicaa, that's hard for me to do, but that's a fun idea. The ever-present commentary on environmentalism is there in all its glory. Yeah, I could see this in all its glory for sure. It's also just a great adventure series in its own right. Yeah, like watching this, I thought it was just like a fun little series. Where they kind of go on little adventures and stuff. They're in a raft, they're in a boat or whatever it was, and they're sailing, and we see the beauty of the world. There's the fact that the sea, under the sea, and then seeing the fish were animated so beautifully with so much detail and attention, kind of plays into the whole like commentary on the beauty of the environment, and then Earth kind of destroying itself, which a lot of Miyazaki stories kind of tell that same kind of story, not in the literal same, like they all tell it the same way, but you know, they're all like, a lot of his stories are about humanity kind of like being responsible for its own downfall. So the fact then that we see the most beautiful shots in this opening being the shots of like nature, like the sea, everything like that, really plays into like Miyazaki's mindset, I guess, when he's creating things like this. Like there was a shot in this opening that, you know, that was from Ponyo. Like it was a Ponyo shot, like the shot with the fish. I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but like look at that. Like it's so beautiful the way the color is done, like the reds being used because of the reflection of the sun against it. It's stunning. The song itself was like, let me hear that shit again. I say shit, I don't mean it in a literal like it's shit sense. Like it's so fun. Like this is pure joyous wonder. Like it's that little ditty right there, that do. It's almost reminding me of like a Ponyo, like that kind of same sound and same feel to it, where it's just like pure joy, pure like wonder, and like everything's just so fun, so great, so amazing. This song is Now the Earth Awakens. No, I thought that this was all anime openings that had like about the titular character with a theme song. So damn it, the way it goes from this, I thought we were going kind of into like another Dezaki kind of style anime opening, but then, you know, it kind of cuts through immediately to this really beautiful world. And I guess like I never realized until like the end, but the very beginning of the anime opening also does show like the overrun world, and like the ocean has overrun it, and you know, we see these high tall buildings like amongst the waves, and then we see something similar again right at the end with, you know, our two main characters up on top of like this what looks like spaceship, pointing out to like the future, and like the lyrics say, because the dawn is so beautiful. Like this is beautiful, and this is so well done, and I do love this opening. I love that Miyazaki had some openings that we're checking out today, because like they've all been really fun. Anyone watching this video at this point right now, let me know your favorite Ghibli film in the comments below. I mentioned mine is Nausicaa, but I have only seen like a fraction of his of Ghibli's works, not just Miyazaki's, but Ghibli in general. Like, let me know your favorite Ghibli work, your favorite Ghibli film. I know Pinesino over here, I think his is Kiki. Yeah, literally there it is. Kiki is number 1 for him. I think we'll move on to number 12. So before we go any further, this shot right here is reminding me of a shot from the Berserk manga. A shot, I'm sure anyone who's watching this right now will know the shot I'm talking about if I describe it, but it's a shot where like there's the tree in the background that's going crazy, and just in the forefront it's just like a guy like farming. If we're ready, let's check out opening number 12. I think. Opening number 12. Let's go. Oh, hell yeah. Treasure Island. Oh, hell yeah. Look at the style of this. Oh, every single frame has been drawn individually. That looks sick. Oh my god, this looks so cool. Like, you don't even see who he's fighting. He's just fighting. And like the kind of like puppet looking look. I don't think the actual anime looks like this, but that's such a sick look for an opening. Because for an opening, you can be creative. You can do whatever you want. And they did, and it's so cool. I love this. It's going back up the waterfall. Where's Long John Silver? And no one. Damn, this ship flew. This ship flew so the Thousand Sunny could soar. Oh, same shot again, okay. The exact same shot as before. Oh, I love that so much. I love that. That looks so cool. And look at the little kitty cat. So cute. So cute. It's adorable. I love it so much. This is Treasure Island, animated in 1978 by TMS, who did Lupin, Aim for the Ace, and it's directed by Dezaki. Oh shit, okay. I honestly would not have been able to tell you this was directed by Dezaki because style of this opening was obviously not how the anime itself looks, so it's very unique, very different, and very creative. Not that Dezaki is not creative, that's not what I mean, but it doesn't necessarily have his style showing through apart from the shading. Sometimes, you know, the shading and the kind of like scratchy effect of like coloring, I guess. Like, yeah, that's very Dezaki, and I guess that shines through in this opening a lot. But I guess because I didn't really see his character designs, I didn't pick this out as a Dezaki work. Based on the famous novel of the same name by Robert Louis Stevenson. Yeah, Treasure Island is obviously very, very well known, whether you know it from the original book, whether you know it from this anime, whether you know it from the Muppets, or whether you know it like my first introduction to it through Treasure Planet, the Disney work, which is one of my personal favorite Disney films. I do think it's highly underrated, and I do genuinely love that film so much. Jim Hawkins stowaway on the Hispaniola, a ship embarking in search of the legendary treasure of the dreaded pirate Captain Flint. On board, he befriends John Silver, who eventually reveals himself as Flint's former right-hand man and executes a mutiny supported by his disguised fellow crewmates. Alongside the remaining non-pirate crew, Jim faces off with mixed emotions against Silver as both pirates compete to search for Flint's lost treasure on the eponymous island. The story of Treasure Island, I think everyone is pretty familiar with it. You know, like the whole Jim Hawkins befriending Long John Silver before John Silver reveals his true intentions and kind of setting himself up as the kind of villain to which Jim Hawkins has to battle with his inner feelings for this person who he saw as like a mentor and as a friend. It's a very, very great story, and it's definitely a story that has gone on to influence and inspire other stories that have done similar things in the future. And I think that it's a really, really great story, and I love it so much. This song is Treasure Island by Machida Yoshito, obviously an adaptation of a famous story that was received its fair share of interpretations over the year, but in the hands of master director Dezaki, you can't help but find this one as your personal favorite that you've seen. Just barely inches out the Muppet Treasure Island, of course. Yeah, like I said, Treasure Island is a series that, if you don't know anything about it, you know, why not? Like, you've got so many different avenues to check out this story. You can read the book, you can watch so many different film adaptations, and you know, there's an anime, and there's just so much. There's so much, and it's a great story. And I advise everyone to find, you know, at least one avenue to check out this story, because it's a really great story. It's really well done, and I do think that Treasure Island is definitely worthy of its place as a classic in, you know, today's catalog of, you know, stories. You can't help but imagine it was series like this, in addition to another show from this era called Vicky the Viking, that he's directly cited, that inspired a young Ichiro Oda to create a pirate story. Shit. Is that pirate story called Monsters? Is that what it's called? Or what was that called? Funny you should mention Berserk earlier, because on your manga catch up there's a gag panel where Puck literally just has the face of Jim Hawkins from this series. Here it is. Mura even includes director Dezaki down there. Oh shit, that's really funny. Sorry, director Dezaki. That's really funny. Dezaki is obviously probably, in terms of anime, one of maybe the most influential director that has, you know, come out of anime, that has gone on to inspire many, many more. You know, obviously you've got other hugely influential directors like Miyazaki. Obviously I learned that Go Nagai, like you got Miyazaki, Dezaki, and Go Nagai, all coming out of the 70s, that have been so hugely influential. It's kind of insane that you know, they've all produced so many different works that have gone on to inspire so many future directors, so many future creators in this field and in other fields as well. Like, you know, look at other, you know, animation works that cited these directors, these creators as inspiration for their own works. The animation in this was so fun. Like, it was very, very fitting for a series like Treasure Planet. I love that it just looked like a fun series, but obviously knowing more about it, like, we saw a shot of Jim Hawkins going back up a waterfall. Like, that shot itself should tell you everything you need to know about it. Obviously, mentioning Ichiro Oda, a shot of a ship flying probably gave him a few ideas of what he wanted to do with a certain pirate ship. And I think that the artistry on display in every panel here, every shot, is so beautiful, and I love it so much. And I really do think that Dezaki's works are an absolute art piece, every single one, and they should all be hung up in museums around the world, because these are all beautiful and these are all works of art. And the song was so fun. Like, listen to that. It's so fun. Like, you get into like a little sway. Like, you bob your head, you tap your foot, and you tune in for what Jim Hawkins is going to get up to next. I think it's really interesting, though, that this is an anime series. I thought that anytime I heard of a Treasure Island anime, I thought it was a movie. I thought it was an anime movie, honestly, because like anything I've seen Treasure Island related is movie form. So like finding out that it's an anime series is actually really interesting to me, and I'd be very interested in the pacing, I guess, and if there's kind of like, not to call it filler, but like, anime original content within the series, because they need to pad out some episodes. It's a proper big adaptation of the book. They even depict the bit where malaria spreads in the island. Shit, I'm glad that they tackle the entire book, because in movie form you gotta cut some corners, unless your name is Peter Jackson and you're gonna end up just making 3 movies out of a small ass book and do the opposite of cut corners. This was an absolute fun, really absolute blast of an opening, and I had an absolute joy watching it. There's Berserk again. But I think now we're ready to move on to number 13, which will be World Masterpiece Theater. Oh hell yeah, the shadows animated against like beautiful like grass with flowers and stuff. Look at that horse animation. They could never do that today. Oh, and then you see the red hair, like the color is so unlike what I was expecting. I was expecting just a normal looking horse. Goes through the gentle hills. Oh no, it's starting to look scary. Oh shit! We're flying! Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Is this Miyazaki again? This looks like it could be a Miyazaki work. Oh, this is beautiful. Like the cherry blossoms, the blue sky behind her in the fields. It was very, very beautiful. And like it's perfectly themed. It's fall themed, it's autumn themed. Oh no, now we're getting winter. I'm sure. It's fun. This is a lot of fun. It's really funny that it's just like flying instead of riding on the road. Oh, that's beautiful. That could be the Lake of Shining Waters. That could be a background for a computer or anything. This is Anne of Green Gables. Okay. Funny enough, my wife's sister around this time last year was watching Anne with an E on Netflix, which is another adaptation of Anne of Green Gables. So I have seen like a little bit of this series. Animated in 1979 by Nippon Animation, who did Conan, directed by Isao Takahata, Grave of the Fireflies, Princess Kaguya, and based on the novel by Lucy Maud Montgomery. Okay, that makes sense why I drew, I guess, kind of comparison to Miyazaki, because I thought it kind of had that kind of look. But that's a look that, you know, it's not just Miyazaki uses, because, you know, he's not the only person that directs in Ghibli. So yeah, I guess I could get a little pat in the back for that one. It's set in late 19th century Canada. Orphan Anne Shirley is both imaginative and known for a short temper that has left her difficult to manage for prospective foster families. Two elder siblings, Matthew and Marilla Cuthbert, end up adopting Anne. After an initial mix-up where they thought they would be receiving a young boy for fieldwork, the series follows Anne's coming of age with her newfound family, school, and town of Avonlea. I know that it's a very highly appreciated and loved story of like coming of age, Anne of Green Gables. I'm not really super familiar, just a little bit, because I was helping to build a bookcase this time last year while an episode or two or three or whatever was playing in the background. So, you know, I did ingest some concept of what this series is. Miyazaki would essentially consider Takahata his senior. Both would found Ghibli. Oh, that's fun. That's really cute. The artistry and display here is so beautiful. Like, the shots like these, I haven't seen it, but it was making me think, you know, kind of like the Miyazaki kind of look. It was making me think of Kiki, which is a movie I haven't seen, Kiki's Delivery Service, but that's kind of like the vibe and look I got from shots like these specifically. It's so beautiful, and I love the colors, the use of color here. The show is part of a broader series, mostly animated by Nippon Animation, and ran throughout the era called World Masterpiece Theater. These shows would typically adapt classic children's literature, virtually always set in the West and the 19th century, 20th century, follow an orphan child MC, and adopt the influence of family as an ever-present theme. The beauty, the artistry, and the just like fun like song, like it's so fitting. It really brings us in and makes us feel at home, and makes us feel like we want to go on this ride, this adventure with this girl, who we know is Anne, and it's just so beautiful. I do really think that this is a stunning opening, despite the fact that it didn't really, you know, showcase a whole lot. It was really just her on a horse, going through the seasons, but that's enough, and that was beautiful, and I loved it so much. Starting with like a book opening and then ending with one was so perfect, and I love it. Another series that you consider a 10, that ending beat the shit out of you emotionally. Shit. Are we ready for the next one? Why don't we just watch it and enjoy another 70s opening? I'm sure. Oh shit, we came in hot. Look at that style, we're back. Cyborg. 009. Oh, the way the sound went. Oh shit, look at them all go. This looks really fun. Look at them. So-called warriors. Oh shit. I love the oh my god, the fluidity in like the animation here is, it's really well done here. I love the fluidity. Oh shit, he's crying. Who's that guy? He doesn't look good. Cyborg, Senshi. Oh hell yeah, zooming in the eyeball. Hell yeah. This was Cyborg 009, animated in 1979 by just some unknown team, I guess, Toei Animation. Directed by Ryosuke Takahashi, known for somber yet realistic mecha series in the 80s and beyond, and based on the manga by the mighty Shotaro Ishinomori, who did Kamen Rider Super Sentai, which would years later be brought to the West as Power Rangers. Shit, I did not know that. The manga started in Shonen King, but would go on to run in 7 other magazines with each part of the story. At one point, even in a shoujo publication. Holy shit, he was everywhere. Joe Shimamura is kidnapped by a villainous organization, Black Ghost, and turned alongside 8 others into a cyborg with their own individual power. Now all branded cyborgs 1 through 9 and made with the intent to commit evil. All 9 rebel and pledge to fight off the machinations of their unwarranted creators. They must fend off newfound sibling cyborg assassins sent by Black Ghost and will attempt to reconnect with their past lives. Both efforts prominently featuring tragedy. That sucks. Yeah, the fluidity within this opening was so insane to me. Like, we get shots like when it's showing them kind of like moving and stuff. Like here we see them like the way that it's animated, where it's kind of like fluid. It's really well done because like, you know, you got to draw that several times to add this fluidity. Like the fabrics, the way like the little creature moves towards the end as well. Like this right here, like this looks like the team that was animating Shibuya arc kind of looked at this and decided that they were gonna Shibuya incident arc. They were kind of like take inspiration from this, because that fluidity is insane, and it has that same kind of like scratchy like drawing, like, you know, coloring and stuff. It kind of gives that feel. It like my first thought was One Piece, you know, like recent One Piece animation, but you know, I thought it would be funnier to say JJK. You know, where it kind of has that real super fluidity. You know, you kind of see that here, like the fluidity and everything there. Like it's and like while it's being super fluid, you know, characters aren't as structured, I guess. They're not as full. I don't know if that makes sense. And it's kind of like looks a little more messy, if you want to think of it that way, but it's intentional, so it definitely is a messy. But yeah, no, the song itself felt very powerful. The song is For Whose Sake by Ken Narita. Okay, so that fits the title fits the theme of like they were created without their consent. Like they didn't want to be created as cyborgs. So yeah, like the song was very fitting. It's like this kind of like slow but powerful, like, you know, we're gonna get shit done, like empowering theme for these characters. I think that, you know, making it like an opening that also felt kind of opera-esque, if you will, definitely fits the theme of what I read in the blurb for the series. Like the designs, I love that they're all so different. I love how they all look, and I think that they look like a lot of fun. This looks like a very, very interesting series. This is definitely the bad guy. This opening is also known for being almost entirely done by legendary animator Kamada. Okay, cool. He's the one that did Voltes V. Highly regarded among his peers for pushing the practice of allowing the works of individual animators to shine through, even if they clash with the style of the rest of the show. You can see that notion all over anime to the present day, giving the medium one of its standout traits. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like a huge example currently is One Piece. Like each episode almost is directed by someone different entirely lately, and you can like tell who's directing what by the animation that you see. This was an absolutely sick, badass opening. I think that they were cooking so hard. Like it's so cool. Like the fluidity even in her blinking just now, like it's so beautiful. It's so well done. I really appreciate it. And again, the eyes are so well done, and for like eyes being seen as like the window into the soul, I can read so much emotion off of each of these characters' faces just by looking at their eyes. She is showing so many like emotions and feelings of she looked kind of worried, like a little sad, but you know, eventually it kind of turns into this kind of like half smile of like kind of like acceptance and like, you know, finding a place to fit in, I guess, with these characters around her. He looks so sad, and he's our main character. He's crying and shit, and like it's just there's so much bad shit happening. It's it's such a great opening for showcasing things like that. This is the second adaptation of Ishinomori's manga, the first being in 1968, also made by Toei. So spell any notions that anime remakes, reboots are a recent phenomenon. This 1979 adaptation finds success in being a closer adaptation to the original manga, likely due in no small part to being made closer to when Ishinomori would finally conclude the series in 1981. Ishinomori got his start as an assistant under Osamu Tezuka, and then himself monitored a young Go Nagai into the manga business. Holy shit. The way like this all unfolds, it's like this just story from beginning to end of like all these animators, all these directors, all these manga artists, everyone just like knowing each other and inspiring each other and being influential to one another. Ishinomori is also known for having published 500 volumes of manga over his career. Holy shit. Rookie numbers next to Tezuka with 700. Holy shit though, that's insane. 500? Oh my god. I think I'm ready to move on to the next opening. So good. Let's go to the final opening. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you haven't already, subscribe and comment letting me know what you want to see next from me. Comment letting me know, like I said, what your favorite Ghibli film is. And also thank Pinecino in the chat up here for compiling this entire list and for providing all this information that is that I've been reading out for these openings. So yeah, without further ado, let us jump into this final opening, final time in this 1970s list. Whoa. Oh shit. Oh, Rose of Versailles. I called that out like ages ago. I didn't know it was 70s. That's funny. That was really like, these shots are beautiful. Like the beginning shot of her like kind of trapped in thorns. Look at that sea with all the color. So this is another Nizaki classic, right? Is that hair or grass? Oh, it's grass, okay. Oh my god, look at the way the shadow, like her outline was even animated there. Born with the destiny of a rose. Look at that. Holy shit. The well-defined features there, sick. Look at that framing, holy shit. A white rose, okay. Don't know what the significance of that is. It turned to red. Is that symbolizing blood? Like, look at that shit. That shit's sick. Look at that. That looks insane. The way her hair is wrapped around the thorns and everything. The detail. Like, yeah, they're just using one image and zooming out on it, but it's a great job. Like, that's exactly what you want from an opening like that. That's all you need. This is Rose of Versailles, animated in 1979 by TMS, directed by Nagahama and Osamu Dezaki. Okay, I was going to say this wasn't directed by Dezaki. That's kind of embarrassing. And based on the manga by Ryoko Ikeda, which ran in Shoujo magazine. Margaret, who also did Ace. French General de Jargeas, I can't pronounce that, is distraught by the lack of a male heir to the birth of yet another daughter, and chooses to proclaim before God that this child is a boy and his name will be Oscar. Oscar is subsequently raised as such, rising through the ranks to become commander of the Royal Guard and earning the admiration of many. Despite this position, Oscar ponders and eventually desires the life of a woman over the role of a man. Oscar's struggle is compounded by the arrival and subsequent assignment to the guard of the newly wedded crown princess, Marie Antoinette. Political scandal and forbidden plots ensue. All the while, the grave spectre of the French Revolution bodes ill on the largely noble cast. That's crazy. That's really heavy shit, bro. Yeah, I guess like I had seen the name Oscar thrown around for this series, but I wasn't aware of the fact that she was raised against her will as a boy. Like, you know, it's that's some crazy shit right there. I think that the way that they depicted her throughout this opening, I guess, kind of lends into that, because, you know, she's presented, you know, wearing her her kind of like uniform, like with a sword and stuff. But then, you know, at the beginning, kind of middle here as well, and then end of the opening, we see her bare. You know, we see her completely bared, like no clothes, just pure skin. You know, showing off her femininity and the fact that she's a woman, and like the rose blooming kind of also, well, it doesn't bloom, but it's the rose is white, and you know, it transitions into red, kind of represent, I guess, the French Revolution, like the war, the fighting, the blood being spilled. But it could also represent, you know, this her coming to terms or coming to acceptance that she wants to be a woman. And that transition from white to red, you know, can be seen as that kind of transition, her realizing that and transitioning that opinion of herself, what she wants to be in her mind. The song is The Rose Perishes Beautifully by Hiroko, Suzuki, and guillotines feature prominently later on. Shit, okay, well, yeah, no, this is definitely in France. The beauty in every shot here, like, I go to any shot here, it's so beautiful, like... Nobody does it like Dezaki when it comes to the framing and the beauty of every single image. Like this is bonkers to me. Like, holy shit. The first half was headed by Nagahama Voltes V, who tragically died mid-production. Oh shit, okay. Only the age of 48, which left the remainder of the series in the hands of Dezaki. This change doesn't really produce a noticeable shift in quality, as both were at this point veteran masters of their craft and perfectly suited to execute the iconic drama of Versailles. This is another series that has went on to be referenced and parodied endlessly due to its iconic imagery. Yeah, I'm obviously not familiar with the iconic imagery and the parodies that have been born of this, but just as opening alone, this anime looks stunning. This anime looks beautiful. Again, the eyes are so expressive. The faces are so expressive. The way that the color is used to showcase like the beauty of this world, while, you know, they're kind of against the beauty. Like, you know, she's wearing like kind of toned down colors with really only her hair and, you know, the cuffs of her cloak, I guess. They're really like the only thing that stand out against this background. Like the background is so beautiful, like it's got like this kind of northern lightsy look to it, while, you know, she just looks pretty plain apart from everything else, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like showcasing how these characters in this world maybe are, I guess. One of many works at the time that directly tackle gender roles and social norms from a woman's perspective. Hell yeah. No, I think that's really great that a series as old as this tackled those themes. And I think that if they were able to showcase it in a you know, a light that depicts like the struggles that women went through in this era, I think that that's amazing. I love that. Once again, like Joe, no secret, this is in your top 5, and in your opinion, one of the greatest anime of all time. Yeah, no, I've known that Rose of Versailles is one of your favorite. This is such a beautiful opening. Every single frame, piece of art. The song itself was also very empowering and very, it has this slow dramatic feel to it for a lot of it, but you know it starts to feel very powerful and very empowering, which I guess is very fitting for the themes of this show. And I think that both visuals and song match each other, complement each other perfectly, and I can't compliment them enough. Peanut's trying to get in the room. Do you see him? There he is. Peanut, you don't know you're my mascot for this YouTube channel and everything. But yeah, no, there's an absolute blast of a series of videos to check out. I think that you know, the 1970s definitely did bring a lot of heat. They brought so much creativity, so much passion in what they were showcasing, and I loved it so much. So, you know, let me know what your favorite opening in either of these two videos was. And yeah, stick around, subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, and I will be back with another video very soon. So take care, have a great day, and yeah, I will see you later.